Good evening, YouTubers. Welcome back. Jessica here to do our next DIY as promised for this week. If you were with us last week, and you can kind of see it up there, we did an 8x10 canvas with the Ouija board on it. Anyway, so if you did that project, then you know that the canvases come two to a pack. So we're going to utilize that next one for the project tonight. And here it is. We're going to do an 8x10 canvas of the Pentacle. Yes, I know this is a little bit plain. However, I did that purposely. For myself, I think what I'm going to do is write as above, so below, and that's what mine will look like. I left this completely up to you of how you want to do it. You could move it up and put so mote it be at the bottom. You could move it down and put blessed be on it. You could leave it where it's at and put blessed be and so mote it be. You could put whatever you want on this thing. Also, feel free to use whatever colors you want because it is for you. I like the black and the silver together, and that's what I did. So I used this, again, this metallic silver, the same that I did on that other project, and I used the basic black. So those are the two colors I used. And I'm going to get right along here and show you what you need. For the life of me, I can't remember what this thing is called. But this is a necessity for this project if you want a symmetrical pentagram in your pentacle. Okay? So make sure you get one of these. I think they're like 50 cents at Walmart or something. And they have them at Dollar Tree as well. Of course, they'd be more there, but... Anyway, so then the next thing you're going to need is a flat-sided ruler, one that will lay flush to the table or the surface that you're going to put it on. We're going to be using it to make our lines straight when we paint. You're going to need 3 paintbrushes. You will need a big brush to paint the entire canvas with, or whatever you plan to do with your background. You will need this thin brush right here, and it is a pointed top. And let me give you a piece of advice in case you're not a painter. If you press down hard with this, you're going to get thicker lines. If you put light pressure, you'll get thinner lines. So that is how you will control how wide or thin your lines are. With this brush right here, this angled brush, I believe this is a 1/2 inch angled brush. This is for me, I felt like it was imperative for this because when you're trying to do something with this small of lines, you're going to have smears and smudges. No worries. I'm going to show you how to fix that. But make sure you get yourself a nice angled brush because it makes it so much easier to do that. Okay. And then you'll need a towel, a paper towel, or an old towel that you don't care if it gets ruined to clean your paintbrushes off with. And of course, a cup of water, which I have on that side. Next, you're going to need your 8x10 canvas that came with your 2-pack. Yes, this is the one I messed up, and that's okay because don't ever throw these out. They are very easy to fix. I'm literally just going to paint right over the top of this. It'll take the paint just fine, no problem. That is something else when you're doing this. I don't want you to worry if you make smudges or mistakes because the black will cover the silver and the silver will cover the black. It's very easy, okay? So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get this painted, and as soon as it's painted and dried, I'll be right. Alright, so now we're at the part where we're going to start making the star, and you can literally place it up here. You can, try to figure out where you're going to put it at the bottom, whatever you want to do. Yes, I realize my canvas is messed up. Don't worry about that. Yours will not look like this. So the first thing you're going to do is find the placement that you want your star at. You are going to start on the 0 line. Do not start at the end. You need to start on the 0 line. Just follow around to the 180. Okay? Then you're going to turn this thing around. Still can't remember what it's called.
Protractor.
Thank you, Skylar. That's my daughter, by the way. And you're going to line up the 180 with this mark and the 0 with this mark, and you're going to go ahead and trace the rest of the circle out. And guys, this is just a regular old Crayola colored pencil, and the paint will cover it, so don't worry about that. Then you're going to go back here, and you're going to line this back up with your lines, and you're going to mark the 90. Okay? Then you're going to go from the 0 over here And you're going to mark 72. You're going to go from that mark back to the 0 line. And you're going to mark 72 again. And you're going to keep doing that until you have your 5 marks. So again, we're going to go on the 0 and mark at 72. And one more. Just move your canvas around with you for whatever's most convenient. And you're going to mark at 72. The reason you're marking at 72 is because this is a 360, and 360 divided by 5 is 72. That's how you get your marks. So then you're going to take your ruler. I'm about to turn this. You're going to take your ruler and go from the top to this side over here. Make your line. You'll do the same thing on the other side. From the top to your line. Okay, now you're going to go from that second line you did over to this side, to that line. Same thing for the other side. Just make sure you line it up pretty even. There it is. I lost it. Okay. Put your line in, and then you're just going to make your 1 across. Bam. And we have ourselves a pretty symmetrical pentacle. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little paintbrush, and we're going to use whatever color paint you chose. Again, I used the sterling silver. Uh-oh. Sorry. There we go. Alright, so I just put some in there. It's got some bubbles from where I shook it up. And you're going to go ahead. Now remember, light pressure is a lighter line, skinnier line, I mean. Heavy pressure is a thicker line. So I'm just going to go around and do this whole thing, and when I'm done, I'll come back. Now remember, if you make a mistake, don't worry, I'll show you how to fix it. Alright guys, so you can see that my circle's done, and it is a bit sloppy and messy, but that's okay. As I said, I can help you fix that. Now we're going to let this dry because I need the circle to be completely dry before we do the star lines. If you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and do it, but I have a trick to try to make the lines just a little bit straighter using the ruler. So give me about 5 minutes and I'll be right back while this is dry. Okay, our circle's completely dry, so we're going to do this 2 sides at a time. This does take a little bit of time if you want your line straight. So I'm going to lay this flat up on the line there. I'm going to go ahead and dip in the paint, and then I'm going to do my first line here. Oh, I did that upside down. That's not funny. I made a mistake, folks. I gotta turn this over. I wondered why that wasn't laying correctly. Duh. Alright. Yes, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Alright, so let's see.
You should make fail videos, Mom.
Yeah. Yes, I know it's looking a little sloppy, but when I'm all done, it'll be fine. And these lines are a little bit thicker than that first one I did, because I was thinking that I wanted them just a little bit thicker. We'll see how that plays out. So I'm just going to wipe this off and then put it on my towel. I'm going to turn this around and go right to this other side here. If you try to go over it before it's dry, obviously you're going to get a mess. So I do the... now I have a lot more to clean off. Okay. That's alright though. I can fix that. What?
I almost dropped your phone.
Don't do that.
It would have been bad.
Huh?
I said that would have been bad.
Not really. It would have been fine. We just picked it up and kept right on going. There's no redos.
Your phone case is slippery.
Sorry. Keeps my phone safe. Alright, so we're getting right up here. Oops. I want a nice solid line. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and then I will finish out the star, and then I'll be right back. So remember, you're going to let these two lines dry all the way. Make sure they're not tacky like we did the outside of the circle. That's not paint from that. Let me use a clean finger. It's not tacky or whatever. So this needs to not be tacky or wet at all. And then we'll do the other two lines and then the cross line, and we'll be ready for the next step. So go ahead and get yours all done. I'll get mine all done. And when my star is completed, I'll be right back. Okay, so the star is completely done, and you can see my lines are really messed up. It is a little tacky in some spots, so we're going to start cleaning up around the outside of the circle, and work our way in as it dries. And this is all you have to do. This is why the angle brush works so well. Can you see this okay? Mm-hmm. It just makes a nice little line for you. Easy. Let me get over here to where there's this big mistake. So I'm going to try to sit this which way works for me best, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And that is why I prefer the angle brush. Just cleans it up real nice and neat. You get right up to the edge and not even make a mistake. Right here, I feel like I've made it just a little too thin, so I'll wait for that to dry and then fill it back in. It is a little bit wonky down there, but that's okay. I can fix it. I got quite a mess everywhere. Are you giggling at me, Skylar?
No.
You are too. You don't like my use of the word wonky?
It's an old-fashioned word.
That's alright.
It's okay, you're old, so it works.
You better quit. Ta-da. Looks better, huh? I do have some spots I need to fix, though.
Is that my line, or is that yours? Did you do that line? I think I did this one, to be honest. I think I did that one. Mine's the straightest.
This
line.
one is the wettest, so that's definitely the line you did. Since you wanted me to hurry. This one's going to be the most difficult line because it's the one I messed up the most because of the way I had my
We're at 6:15.
That's alright. Alright. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then I'll be right back. Alright guys, here I am back. It's not completely dry. I have a few more spots to clean up, but when it's all finished, it will look like this one. which also you can see is not perfect. Neither one of them are ever going to be perfect, but I am satisfied with what I have here. Again, don't forget you can add so mote it be, blessed be, as above, so below, or leave it just the way it is. However you want to do it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day.